Saturday Social is powered by EA Sports FIFA 23 with PlayStation.
This is Ask Henderson. We gave you guys at home the chance to ask this man here absolutely anything on the Sky Sports social media accounts. Dean, good to have you here. Had some good questions sent in. Some about football, some not about football. You ready?
Interesting.
Yes, let's get on with it. Let's crack straight on with it. The first and foremost, who is your favourite goalkeeper of all time?
I think Schmeichel overall, with the starfish and everything like that, inventing that, I think that was phenomenal. Growing up, actually, when I actually become a goalkeeper, I think Joe Hart was.
Really?
Just seeing him like progress into
Even though he was at City?
Yeah. Because obviously I was still at Carlisle before I went to United and stuff, and obviously seeing Joe do it the way I wanted to do it, and then go out on loan and build his way up into City's team. Obviously, he was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League at the time. Unbelievable for England. He was probably my idol growing up.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I suppose Joe Hart also had a few low moves, didn't he? You've had a few low moves. Is that something that you've kind of looked at and thought, okay, can happen?
Well, obviously, when I went to Shrewsbury, obviously he had affiliations with Shrewsbury and stuff like that, and obviously I managed to meet him and stuff, and then obviously talk to him and stuff, and he was someone that I looked up to and use closely for advice.
Nice. Okay, let's do the next one. Where do you buy your caps?
Buy my caps. To be fair, Dan the kit man gives me them all the time.
Freebies?
Yeah, I've got them. Forest. Obviously, they're selling them in the club shop if any fans want to go and buy them. Help us out.
Great plug.
But nah, I've always got one by me. I remember getting done by, it's interesting because I got done by a goal, I think it was against Bristol City. The balls went up in the sky and I actually had a cap on at the time, but I've looked up and I've seen two balls. You see the sun and you see the ball. And unfortunately, I went for the sun and it looked horrific. So I thought, if I wear a cap, at least the gaffer can't come for me and say that's your fault. You know
I
what I mean?
don't see many players wearing caps. Not many other keepers wearing caps in the league.
For me, it's something that I've always done because as soon as that ball goes up, you've got to be able to see it. And it's just trying to give yourself an advantage if obviously the sun's out and you're looking into it and you've got your hands here, you've got to have your hands ready. So for me, it works. So yeah, I'll always keep it going.
The next one, what is the hardest skill for a goalkeeper to learn? Quite a few people asked us this, I'm guessing budding goalkeepers.
Cross-taking would probably be the hardest, the timing, obviously catching the ball at the highest point and stuff like that. That was always tough growing up. It's always hard to do, like coming through the systems, it's really tough skill to get older, but also I think playing with both feet, I think is obviously a really tough skill. Luckily, obviously through the academies now, they're obviously playing off both feet, but more so when I come through, there weren't so much playing off it and you had to do it on your own, maybe playing against the wall and stuff. I think that's a difficult skill to learn.
That focuses quite well onto our next question, which says, how much is ball playing and sweeping important in today's game? So if you're playing off both feet, is that a necessity for a Premier League keeper to have?
Yeah, more so now I would say it's something you need to be comfortable doing because the pressing game's got ridiculous now, like every team comes at you, so like for example when we played Newcastle first game of the season, you're obviously thinking, oh, how are they going to press, how are they going to do this? I remember taking my first touch and Alma want to come from nowhere into this side and I thought, oh my God. And obviously the first one's always get it away and then deal with it after that. So if you're comfortable going both sides, obviously it helps you out. And what did you say, was it sweeping?
Yeah, sweeping as well, coming off your line, kind of dominating. Obviously that's something I would say like Manuel Neuer sort of pioneered.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. He was someone that I watched closely as well growing up. He was phenomenal. He sort of changed the goalkeeping aspects and coming out playing, coming out heading the ball. It's something that I've tried to add into my game the best I can at times, but obviously it depends which team you're in as well, do you know what I mean? Like some teams are differently set up, but I think if you're going to play a high line, I think it's important.
Okay, let's go on to the next one then. How many initiation songs have been sung in the last few weeks?
There's been a few, to be fair. I'm waiting for Jesse's actually. Jesse's is next week when we go to City.
Is it?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one.
So what do you have to do on away trips? Is that what it is?
Yeah, away trips. I did mine in Spain on the pre-season camp. What I think, baby, I just don't get it. And I switched it up to, I might be too strong out on compliments halfway through. Overdose on compliments, so yeah. So
there's obviously so many new faces here at the moment. What's it been like bedding in with everybody?
Do you know what, I think the club and the gaffer's done unbelievable, like not only getting top players in, I think getting top personalities in. I think everyone's fitting like a glove, and obviously coming up from the Championship, they obviously had a close group, and obviously we've got to keep that, and the togetherness is good within the group, and the players that are coming in are just fitting in straight away, and that's something the manager's got bang on.
Let's go to the next one. We've seen 2 sarcastic dives so far in your career. Are we going to see any more this season?
That was when I was young, wasn't it? And immature, stupid. I don't know, because stuff like that comes back to bite you these days. Do you know what I mean? I used to get away with it back in the day, but now I do that, and then something happens the next week, you get nailed for it. So I'll see whether I can pull it out at one stage.
Let's go to the next one. If you could achieve one thing in your career, what would it be?
Interesting question. You'd want to win the Champions League, surely, but then also you'd want to win a Euros or World Cup with England, wouldn't you? Yeah. It's tough. They're my dreams. That's what I want to achieve, and that's what I wanted to achieve since a young boy. Yeah, I mean, we may as well talk about the World Cup, because the next question simply says, do you see yourself making the World Cup squad? I think I'm behind at the minute for sure. Obviously, the last season not playing so much, and the other lads have done unbelievably well. And I knew the best chance to do that was obviously coming out and playing football and being in Gareth Southgate's eye, and hopefully leaving a good impression. Yeah, that England group of players just looks such a tight-knit group. Everybody looks like they love each other almost when you go away, because of course you were unfortunate to drop out of the Euro squad as well. Yeah, 100%, and I think the talent in the group's obviously something you really want to be part of, because I honestly think England could do something really, win something big soon. Obviously we got close, and then we're going to get closer, and I think the players coming through these days as well, they just seem to be better. You got Fodens, you got Mason Mount, Bukayo Saka, like brilliant players, do you know what I mean? So it's obviously something that I want to be involved in, so I'll keep working hard, and hopefully that's something. So you think you can win the World Cup, England? For sure, yeah, for sure they can win it. Let's go to the next one, which is, who is the most clinical finisher you've faced in your career? Harry Kane, yeah, for sure. Why? What makes him so clinical? He just slaps the ball hard, and he slaps at corners. He can go either way. Doesn't really affect him, and wherever he is, he can turn his foot on it. So you've got to be aware and constantly ready for it. What's it like playing against him in training then for England? Is he as ruthless in training as you see out? He's ridiculous, like shooting drills and that, like unbelievable. Like he's almost like got such pure technique, but almost so hard to read in, because he turns his foot on it last second, and obviously it opens up at last second. So he is top, fair play to him. Like you don't do what he's done in the game if you're not top. But yeah, he's quality. Absolutely. I always want to ask our goalkeeper this as well. Is who have you faced that's kicked the ball the hardest? Which sounds like such a basic question, but is there just one footballer that just absolutely hammers it? Either Kane or Rashford. Rashford can slap it, mate. Really? Slap it, but like Marcus would be like 8 yards away and he wouldn't care that you're in the way, and he'd just slap it straight at you, and you're like, can't even move. You want to get out of the way in training, but you can't get out of the way. Yeah. It stings so much, especially in winter time. Yeah, he just doesn't care for the goalies, mate. I'll be honest, it's not nice being in there sometimes. He does put his laces through as well. He goes through a one-on-one and stuff. Like he did it the other night, cut inside and he slapped it. Like luckily it just went over the bar for Alisson, but you don't see that. It just goes bang, so hard. All right, the next one. What's the best atmosphere you've ever played in? Obviously Bramall Lane was top, but City Ground the other day was special, like seriously special. I think Newcastle first game of the season as well was loud. Really? Like everything going on there, obviously with the club being in the situation there, and, like, it was unbelievable. But I think the City Ground's going to take some beating this year, like for sure. Yeah, what's it going to be like for you guys at the City Ground this year? You're going to make that, because the fans are just so awesome. Something we speak about, like it's got to be a key fortress for us. Like we've got to make it so hard for teams to come and play there. And the fans obviously are going to be the 12th man, and I don't think they realise how important they are for us. Like that opening day against obviously West Ham, the first home game of the season, unbelievable. Nice. Okay, last couple of questions then. What is the story behind Lewis Capaldi playing at your wedding? It's the goat, isn't it? What's going on? It's the goat. No, luckily enough, it was something I really wanted to do, surprise the missus, and obviously managed to do it. Got in touch with him, and thankfully he come out, I was buzzing. Top performer. Was he a good laugh as well? Because obviously whenever I watch a clip of Lewis Capaldi, he's like the Joker, isn't he, in the room? Do you know what was mental, right? So obviously he has everyone in hysterics by not even trying. Yeah. But then secondly, like he gets on the mic and he says, I hope this goes well and I wish you all the best of luck. Like these are breakup songs, hopefully you don't break up. And I'm just thinking, what a guy, like just turns up, does that. Yeah. And then mate, he opens his mouth and his voice is phenomenal. Like really? Doesn't even warm up, just goes straight into it. Dean, love that. Man. Thanks so much.